Hello guys, how are you guys doing today? We are still on the case of Mr. Peter Obi, who cried out yesterday that his life has been threatened alongside with his own family by the APC and APC chieftains. Because of his statement that the press conference that he put together a couple of days ago, calling out President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do the right thing in the country due to the ongoing hunger, hardship, and excruciating situation in Nigeria. But the APC spokesperson came out, Moka, passing a threat directly to Peter Obi, which have caused a lot of reactions to Nigerians, concerns Nigerians to be precise. But now there are more reactions. I'd like you guys to listen to this.
Peter Obi said, quote, "We are increasingly transforming into an authoritarian and repressive regime where freedom of expression is being systematically suppressed," end quote. But the All Progressives Congress, in a reply on its X account, says the statement was being misconstrued. The APC wrote, quote, "After losing the argument, typical Obedients have resorted to spreading false and malicious information." This was what Morka said on Arise this week. Take a look.
Shooting from the hip. He's not looking, he's not taking an aim. He just, shoots widely like, what we used to see in movies back in the day, in the Wild Wild West. He is not being rational. He's absolutely irrational in his thinking and in his public commentary for a man who was governor for 8 years, who left nothing to remember in Anambra State by way of a legacy or transformation. But all of a sudden, he served as governor 8 years. He didn't have the wisdom or the smarts to change Anambra State, to make Anambra the beacon, that example of, governance in the country. But then, he runs for president, in 2023. And then now, he didn't win. He's sulking. Rather than actually get a perspective and, figure out what he did to lose so he can do better in the future. He would think that he can bring down the government by simply, being maliciously deceptive. That is wrong. I'm not somebody to, to go on that offensive in that manner. But Mr. Obi has crossed the line so many times. And I think that at this point, he has coming to him whatever he gets, he needs to manage it.
All right. You're saying that a contested election, he didn't win. Yes, the Constitution says Tinubu is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The law says so. And we have to abide to it, even though you and I know that Tinubu did not win 2023 general election. Let's say it how it is. Yes. So you're saying, according to Moka, you're saying that Peter Obi is trying to bring down the government. How? Can you guys expatiate on this? Tell us the concerns Nigerians. How is Peter Obi trying to bring down the government by expressing his concern over the dilapidation of the country? By expressing his concern over the hardship that is taking lives, over the excruciating hunger and penury that is affecting the citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria right now? Peter Obi is only expressing his constitutional right. He's expressing his freedom of speech, regardless of his position as an opposition. It doesn't matter. You can't come on a national TV to threaten a concerned citizen expressing their plight over the current situation of our dear country.
Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, Obedience. First of all, I think Mr. Moka is playing a script. He's possibly trying to impress his masters because he was talking about Peter Obi's achievement in Anambra State. I think he has to go back and read properly before, tempering to address Peter Obi's performance in Anambra State. But first of all, we have to warn Mr. Moka, or whatever he calls himself.
Felix Moka.
Prince Moka. Obedience are very patient people. We are wounded in 2023 and we accepted it, and we kind of accepted our principal's plea for us to be calm. But let him be warned that anarchy is at the corner. By the time he starts to threaten Peter Obi, he has no right to come and speak the way he's speaking. Peter Obi is a decent man. In fact, Obedience are angry with Peter Obi.
Okay, let's talk about what Peter Obi has said, right? He's expressing concerns about Nigeria transforming into what he calls an authoritarian and repressive regime. Do you share his view?
Well, Peter Obi as an opposition leader, you are not expecting Peter Obi to come and, say hallelujah songs to the government. The government is practically not doing what it promised the Nigerian people. And there has to be someone speaking here. In civilized countries, they face themselves and they spill all these things face to face. Is it because our democracy is for dragging? You should be able to accept criticism. And I have not seen anything Peter Obi has said that is too bitter for anyone to accommodate. Peter Obi has done a fantastic job of being an opposition with concern about the Nigerian people. We are calling on the APC government to call Prince Morka to order. He has to withdraw his statement. In fact, he should be arrested for calling, threatening the opposition that he has crossed. Which line did he cross? We are telling the government what they ought to do for the Nigerian people to live. People are dying of stampede. People are hungry. The transportation system is not working. Bad roads everywhere. The hospitals have no equipment. So what else do you expect Mr. Peter Obi to say? We are even not happy. The obedience are not happy with Peter Obi that is not doing enough. And we are telling Felix Nwakana.
So what do the obedience expect Mr. Peter Obi to be doing?
What we expect him to do now is exactly what he's doing now, pointing those areas where the government should pay attention for Nigerian people to be able to breathe. And that's why we find it absurd that someone, I think he needs a position in the APC. I think someone should go and ask him what his problems are. How can you say Mr. Peter Obi is crossing the line when obedience are
well, he's the National Publicity Secretary of the APC.
I mean, he should publicize something else, not Peter Obi. Peter Obi is one of the best opposition leaders they can have. My message to the APC is that like I said earlier, we have obedience in APC, we have obedience in PDP, we have obedience everywhere. We urge them to go directly into what they promised Nigerian people. Those dividends of democracy that they promised Nigerians, we need it now. And they should be fast about it.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ikenna Azonchine, who is a former Labour Party governor.
You heard it. To be honest, this whole thing, sometimes I don't know what to say. Nigerians have been pushed to the wall. To be honest, it looks like Nigerians have even gone through the wall. We are not talking. If you look at it statistically, they said we're over 200 million. The Nigerians that are talking is not even up to 1%. Yes, the Nigerians that actually genuinely talking, expressing their plight is not up to 1%. Nothing is working in the country. If you speak out, you'll be threatened. If you talk, you'll be threatened. Or you'll be insulted. Like my broadcast yesterday, someone called into the show to insult me for calling out my president to do the right thing. Because after all, our constitutional right have been taken away from us. Our freedom of speech, freedom of expression have been taken away from us. A lot of Nigerians are scared today because the government for the past years or decades have managed to bestow fear in many of them. Because of the fear that they bestowed on them, a lot of them are always scared to speak. Either they don't want to die, they don't want to go to prison. They don't want to be attacked by the attacked bulldogs online. But we'll continue to say it how it is. We'll continue to speak according to the Constitution 1999 as amended, that you have your freedom of speech, your freedom of expression, even though we know the law is not giving us the room, the platform to express this constitutional right. We can't continue like this. You threaten Peter Obi that if he did not desist from it, whatever he gets, he should take it. That's a direct threat. Let's assume something happens to Peter Obi today through someone else. What will happen? Unfortunately, we live in a country, God forbid anything actually happen to Peter Obi. It's only few, very minimal of us that is organically speaking. Most Nigerians are cowards. They won't do anything. If you have to look back to the history A lot of Nigerians that have been talking and talking and talking, whatever that happens to them, Nigerian, their backs online and all that, at the end of the day, they move on with inconsequentials. They move on with irrelevant things, stuffs on social media. We need to come together, to put our voices together, to speak to our government to do the right thing. They are not doing the right. You and I know they are not doing the right thing. How long are we going to continue to be patient? How long are we going to continue to be praying for God to intervene? How long? God has done everything for us as Nigerians. God has given us the power, everything, the resources, the natural resources, everything for us to triumph. But still, we are still praying for the same thing we've previously prayed for that have already been given to us. Some pastors are saying that we should pray for 100 days for our government. I don't get it. Nigerians, we need to come together rather than fighting ourselves. These few individualisms are taking advantage of us. You and I know nothing is working. I saw a video 24 hours ago where a husband, a wife, and 3 kids were burned. I don't know what happened. I think it was in Delta State, allegedly. I'm not sure the exact location. There was no single emergency service. Do you know that you that is supporting the evil today, it could happen to you tomorrow? You never know. It could happen to your father, your mother, your relatives, your loved ones, your friends, your wife, your husband, his children, anybody related to you. If we are speaking against evil and you are attacking us, it's just because you are pleased with it today, because you are benefiting from that same evil. Well, the table could turn around to haunt you as well. Let's stand for what is right. Peter Obi cannot be threatened, and Nigerians are silent. Ethnicism have divided us. Tribalism, nepotism, favoritism, all have divided us. Traditionalism, religionism, all have become a major problem that you and I are facing today in Nigeria. What's your take? Put it on the comment section. Thank you. This is NWATCH Media.